Okay guys, let's try this again. I am going to show you how to turn your photo that you have into a stereographic world. So we're going to open your image in Photoshop and hope that it is somehow the kind of picture that you need. So I'm going to go to this picture right here that I have. And now there's two different ways that you can do this, as I've discovered. You can either create your stereograph and flip it and then turn it into the world, or you can do this as it is and turn it into the world. So remember what we are going to do. We're taking this image right here. We go to image, canvas size, and then you're going to make the width double what it was. So I can click on this arrow over here, go to percent, make it 200% what it was. So this is going to make it much wider, but keep the height the same. So that then what I can do is double click my hand tool, move my background, copy of my background over to one side. Make sure I line it up with the side of that. And then I am going to get rid of this because I don't need that. Make a copy of my layer. Okay, so now I have two of these right here. I want to make one the opposite to go over here so that my picture is a fake 360-degree panorama. So I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Horizontal. That makes a mirror copy of that layer that I just had. And I can go line that up. I have to tweak it a little bit so it actually lines up. There we go. And then what I can do is crop out this small piece over here so I don't end up with a white space in my final. It's okay if I cut off a little extra. We can blend that in later. So now I have both of my layers here. I am going to merge them. Okay, flatten my image. So what I'm going to do is this is turning it into the globe. Go to Filter up here at the top. I'm going to go to Distort and Polar Coordinates. Now this is the first way. This is without flipping it. So you'll be able to see the difference between the two. Okay, this is going to look really weird. That's fine. Just hit OK. And then you need to make it a square. So I have my globed image. I'm going to go to image size this time. And now I want these to match. And this is a horrible image. So remember, we want our pixels or our resolution to be really high. So I'm going to make the height 82.403, just like the width was. It's going to take a minute because it's making it much larger. But once it does that, I can double click my hand tool and there is my world. So now I'm going to save this. Control Shift S as Stereograph not flipped. So you can see the difference. And then after it saves, sometimes apparently the computer needs to wake up a little bit in the morning. Don't know why this is taking so long, so I'm going to pause this and then come back. Okay, we're back. It decided it was going to work, so now I'm going to save it, replace that, and once this comes up, I don't know what this is. My computer's thinking again. Sorry, guys. Pause for a second. Okay, so now this has been saved, and what I'm going to do is go back and reopen my original image, and I'm going to go through this whole thing again really quickly. I'm going to go fast because you guys don't need to see all of this that I already did. I don't need to talk you through it because you already know how to do it. Making that larger, fill the screen, get rid of this random extra information. Make sure I line this up on the other side of the screen. Copy, transform, flip horizontal, move it over so that it lines up. Crop out any extra information, which I'm not sure I need to do here. It looks like it's pretty good. I might need to do just a little tiny bit over here. Okay, now with this one, what I'm actually going to do first is go to Edit. Once I'm not in the crop, Edit, Transform, and rotate 180 degrees. So this turns my image upside down. And what that means is then the sky is actually going to be towards the outside of my stereographic image. So now I can go and do my polar coordinates. And you can see it actually looks kind of different from what it looked like before, but you'll really be able to see once I make it square like I did with the other one. Like I said, this takes a minute because it's a very large image. But once the computer's done thinking, we will see that second one that I ended up with. So now you can see, I'll save this as Stereograph flipped so we can see that. Now, if I pull the two out next to each other, what you can see happened is whatever was reflected in the water on this one ended up in the outside, and the one I did not flip, and what was actually in the sky ended up in the sky on this one. So if you have a city, what you're really going to want to do if you have any kind of buildings at all is flip it so that you can see the buildings in the skyline. Otherwise, they're going to be pointing towards the middle in this one, and that's not really going to be good. But if you have a landscape image with reflections, it's kind of cool to see how the two can look different. You can even see in this one the ripples in the water from the reflection. So these are the images I'm using. In order to put it into my other document, I am going to go back to Photoshop. I'm going to get out of this one because this is not the one I want to use. Okay, I'm going to go right here to something called the marquee tool. Now it will let you select whatever's inside that shape. And I want an elliptical marquee tool because I'm going to be doing a circle. So you click and hold on that if it shows anything other than the elliptical marquee. Then we're going to go up to the top, click, and drag down to the other corner. This is going to create a circle that fits perfectly within what we have, and that will let me Command C, copy that, so I can then go paste it into my other document. And that is all for this one.